One good week. That's the only thing standing between Scottie Scheffler and a record that's been untouchable for 26 years. Tiger Woods has owned the top spot on the PGA Tour's all-time money list since February of the year 2000, before smartphones existed, before some of today's pros were even born. And right now, a quiet kid from Dallas with a short game that wrecks courses for fun is one big paycheck away from taking that throne. Stay with me, because by the end of this video you'll know exactly how close this really is, why it happened so much faster than anyone predicted, and what it means for two of the greatest players the sport has ever produced. Here's what should stop you in your tracks. This isn't speculation. Scottie Scheffler needs just over $1 million to pass Tiger Woods. Not next season, potentially this week. The question isn't if anymore. It's who gets there first, because there's another legend clawing his way up the same ladder, and the next two tournaments could decide who rewrites the record books. Let's get into what this record actually covers, because it's easy to confuse it with Tiger's other marks. This has nothing to do with major titles or his tie for most PGA Tour wins. This is strictly about official career prize money, every dollar earned from tournament purses, stacked up over an entire career. Woods has sat at number 1 since September 2000, and his total now stands at $120,999,166. For over a quarter century, nobody has come close. Until now. So how did Scheffler close a gap that size? Not with one lucky week, with years of relentless dominance. He turned pro in 2019, and by this past January he'd already cracked the 9-figure mark, becoming just the third player in tour history to do it. Roughly 90% of his career earnings arrived in barely 4 seasons. That's not a slow climb. That's a career's worth of success crammed into half a decade. Then came Memphis. At the FedEx St. Jude Championship, Scheffler didn't just win, he embarrassed the field. He tied the course record with a 9 under 6-1, then closed with a 4 under 6-6 to finish 17 under, 8 full shots clear of runner-up Si Woo Kim. It was his 21st tour title, and the $3.6 million winner's check did two things instantly. It pushed him past Rory McIlroy into sole possession of second place on the all-time list, and it left him just $1,034,755 behind Tiger Woods. Let that number sink in. Woods sits at just under $121 million. Scheffler is at $119,964,411. The gap between them is smaller than a third of what Scheffler just earned in a single tournament. And he's not racing this alone. Rory McIlroy, the man he just passed, sits third at $116,488,972, and is still very much alive in this chase. Both men have two massive chances left to make history. First, the BMW Championship, a no-cut, 50-player event with a $20 million purse and a $3.6 million winner's share. That alone is more than triple what Scheffler needs. If he wins, or even finishes near the top, the record could fall within days. If it somehow survives that, the Tour Championship in Atlanta closes out the season with a jaw-dropping $40 million purse, $10 million to the winner, and at least $1 million guaranteed to anyone finishing in the top 8. In other words, if Scheffler plays anywhere close to his current level, Tiger's 26-year reign is almost certainly ending within the next couple of weeks. Now, if you've spent time in golf comment sections, you already know the pushback coming, and it's fair. Purses today dwarf what they were in Tiger's prime. Back then, a signature win might net $1 or $2 million. Today, a single victory can be worth 10 times that. Tiger's legendary 2000 season, one of the greatest in sports history, brought in just over $9 million officially, which economists say would be worth close to $18 million in today's dollars. Scheffler has already earned around $20 million on course this year alone, but is doing it in an era of $20 and $40 million purses that simply didn't exist back then. Still, none of that takes away from what he's built. 21 tour wins, extended stretches at world number 1, multiple majors, and now second on the all-time earnings list, all before turning 31. However you slice the inflation argument, this is one of the most dominant runs golf has seen in decades. There's another layer worth appreciating here. This isn't just Scheffler chasing a ghost on the leaderboard. It's Scheffler racing McIlroy in real time, with both men holding a legitimate shot at ending up on top when the season closes. Golf rarely hands us this kind of head-to-head history chase spread across multiple tournaments and multiple contenders. To see how fast this all happened, rewind to 2022, when a runner-up finish at the US Open pushed Scheffler's season earnings past $12.8 million, breaking a record held by fellow Texan Jordan Spieth. That year he won 4 times, including his first Masters, and was voted Player of the Year by his peers. 2 years later, in 2024, he won 7 times, including a second Masters, a second Players' Championship, and Olympic gold. His 6 victories that season matching a mark Tiger himself set back in 2009. And now, in 2026, he's standing at the edge of history, needing barely $1 million to complete one of the most remarkable financial rises golf has ever seen. When it happens, it'll be one of the most symbolic moments in modern golf. A player who grew up idolizing Woods now standing where Woods has stood since before Scheffler could ride a bike. But it raises a real question. As purses keep climbing under the tour's shifting business model, will Scheffler's own record last 26 years, or will the next dominant player catch him within a decade instead of a generation? Here's where things stand heading into the final stretch. Woods at just under $121 million. Scheffler needing barely $1 million to complete the chase. McIlroy lurking not far behind, still dangerous. The BMW Championship alone could settle this. If not, Atlanta almost certainly will. So drop a comment and tell me, do you think Scheffler seals it first, or does McIlroy sneak in and steal the record out from under him? Either way, golf is about to witness something it hasn't seen in over a quarter century. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.